Ah, for goodness sakes. I'm trying to set the stream up. Just give me a second. It's going live now. Feeling a little under the weather today, so we'll see how we're getting on. Okay. There we go. Live. Welcome to the stream, everybody. For those of you on the recording, you're welcome too. So we've just gone live today, 1st of April. Happy April, everyone. And we start all over again today. Well, I'd watched this. I'd watched the stocks. Watch the meme stocks. I'm not giving stock picks. I'm not giving signals or anything like that. But GME made a move, 22% right after the close yesterday, on notification of a stock split. Now GME is a bit more expensive. It went up over $200 a share. It's now trading at 192s. But if you look at the stocks that typically would move in sympathy with GameStop, the likes of COS, AMC, BlackBerry, etc., then you might get some sympathy movement with them. So just watch this space. AMC is up 4% on the day. So it is moving in sympathy with GME. Just going to delete some of these off the watch list. I'm going to put GME here front and center. AMC. Have a look at COS. That's 2.5%. No volume, but 2.5% up. It also made a move up almost $10 yesterday. So that's the lower price one is COS. But yeah, it's just keep an eye on those. So I've just set up the scanners. I'm just opening up now. So I've just set up the scanners. I'm going to take a look at some of these, find out what is going on with these. I know what's going on with GME. I saw it last night. So, black box shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q4 sales results. Okay, so that's black box. Right on time. I'll put black box. What's the 366? Ah, yeah, it's high relative volume as well. So I'll put black box here. It's a top gapper. Whether it sustains or not, I'm not so sure, but we shall see. It's trading trading down. It's kind of downwards trending, but it's not huge volume right now. It's above average volume what it normally trades at, but it's not huge volume right now. So keep watching this space. Okay, Lulu's. Let's have a look at what Lulu's doing. Why is Lulu's gapping up? Lulu's Fashion Lounge Holdings. Lulu's Fashion Lounge Holdings CEO on Q4 21 results. Earnings call transcript. All right, okay. So it's earnings were scheduled for yesterday. Just Lulu's gapping up on earnings news. 9 million share float, that's not too bad. There for now. LVOU. Low volume at the minute. But if we've got nothing else to replace it, I'll keep an eye on it. Full truck. Why is full truck gapping up? So that's gapping up on. Full truck is gapping up on good volume. What's the news? Annual report? No. Should you accumulate an overall score means you can get the rest of the ranking. The market tends to be more volatile due to significantly lower volume. Data. It's a big float. I'm not sure about full truck. Let's have a look at the. Yeah, volume's not there. Same with Lulu. It's not there. So I'll just stick with GME and the likes for now. Okay, back to the chat. Lulu is done. You really think? It doesn't look great. Got to be honest. It's low volume, so I'm just gonna keep it there. It is one of the top gappers, but it's not gapping up on huge volume, so I'm kind of a little bit wary of it. So we need volatility, yes, but we need volume to make that volatility. Yeah, but sometimes it takes a little while for the market to react to any kind of news announcements or whatever. So you can get that kind of delayed gratification or delayed response. But yeah, I mean, it's currently up 19% on the day, but it is on low volume. Same with chicken soup. That's very low volume. Black box stocks is the top gapper. That's on high relative volume. And then we're looking at GameStop. So GameStop is slowly coming back, pulling back slowly. But I'm pretty sure that we'll see the retail crowd that joined the market at 9:30 will be reacting quite considerably to the bullish news of a stock split. So it went up 2 days ago. Yeah, that's fine. Are we still talking about Lulu? Yeah, it's been having a bit of a rally all week. So yeah, so it moved up on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, and it moved up again yesterday. So it's been moving up all week. So the market seems to be reacting to it. This is the first time it's gapped up by a significant amount. So it's 19 points up today. You're not seeing Lulu up pre-market? Well, I am. It's currently 18% up, nearly 19% up pre-market. Lulu's Fashion? No, it's not Lulu. LVLU is the ticker. It's not LULU, it's LVLU. It's the company's called Lulu's Fashion. And it's currently 769. So you're looking at the wrong ticker, Alistair. Sorry. we're talking about two different companies. You're talking about Lululemon. No, I'm talking about Lulu's Fashion. 367. Come on, you clearly don't know me yet. You really think I'm going to be looking at stocks at 367? I don't dabble in the high cap stocks, really. Not very often. I mean, obviously, I look at the meme stocks. I mean, that's why I'm looking at GME. I'm highly unlikely to be trading it unless there is significant volatility. But yeah, in terms of Lululemon, no, it's Lulu's Fashion that I'm talking about. LVLU is the ticker. Don't know what you're talking about, Love D. Give us some context. NFP. Go figure. So let's get something on the list. So I'll put a black box up there. I have that's not great. I'm just putting things on the list just for the sake of putting on the list. But right now, so the VIX is down. Nasdaq's up slightly. Of course, the SPY will be up slightly because we're getting a few of those moving up. GameStop went up 20%, so that will have a small impact. LGVN. What broke me yesterday? Let's have a look at it. Okay, so that's moving up. I'm going to be trading a lot smaller today. LGVN's moving up. Again. That on there, it's red on the day, but looks like it won't be red for very much longer. It looks like it's trying to get over 13s. Which I'm a little bit annoyed because I traded this when it was down at 950s and lost a lot of money on it. And if I'd been patient, it moved all the way up to over 13s yesterday. So whilst I called this out as a mover, I didn't trade it well. So that's just me. If somebody had taken what I said about it being one to watch and just swung traded it yesterday, there would have been quids in. Thoughts on the Nasdaq today? Well, it's trading sideways at the minute. It's up slightly. Where are we? Nasdaq 3% up. A third of a percentage point up. Oh, missed my entry there. I'll wait till it's green on the day. That continues to rise. We're looking at, where did we finish yesterday? 1425. 1350 could be a significant level. We saw that yesterday. Back to the 5 minute. Right. Beat that. Okay, so about to break, about to go green on the day, it looks like. So the resistance there was 1354, 1350s. So looks like it's about to go green on the day. Now I'm interested. Look for an entry, look for a pullback. Huge extension bar there. What have we got? $1.50. Yeah, $1.50 so far. Let's look for a pullback. Let's get an entry. Back 14. I'll add. Back at 14. No. Hold this there. I actually traded this pre-market yesterday and it did well for us pre-market. We went into the open 3,000 up. So to effectively have a $40,000 swing after the bell was just, I just was not in the zone at all yesterday, clearly. Oh, this is LGVN, Longer Veron, yet again. So it's a continuation from yesterday. It moved up huge amounts yesterday. About 130%, 140% up. AMC's looking okay. It's moving up in sympathy with GameStop. So I hope you're right there. What were my biggest wins and losses in March? I'll talk about that later. So yeah, we could. I'll tell you exactly what that was a little later. But yeah, we saw after hours last night, GameStop announced a stock split, and as a result, the stock price soared like up to 22% at its high. So it went over $200 a share. So now it's currently back down to kind of 180s, but it's still up on the day. It's 13% up on the day. So it's not at the levels that I would be looking for a trade. And it is a bit more expensive as well. So normally we look for the gap is at least 15%. So it's retracing that. But watch for the retail crowd coming in at 9:30 with GameStop, and then of course AMC, COS, and similar meme stocks that trade in sympathy with the AMC and GameStop. I would say watch for those moving in sympathy. Just gone red on the day, Longer Veron. Okay, so what were the biggest winners and losses in March? Let me have a look at my trading view details and I'll tell you exactly. Trader view reports March. So my largest gain was Neurosense. So Neurosense did 39,000 for me. That was on the 21st. My biggest loss was 26,000. And that was Indonesian Energy on the 14th. Those were my biggest winners and losers in March. Lovely little bull flag there. We didn't catch it. Pay attention whilst you're in a trade, Tony. Otherwise, you're going to lose money. And this is probably what's been wrong with me the last couple of days. I've not traded well because I've been multitasking. So if I go quiet, it's because I'm concentrating and trying to get into the zone. So just longer Veron, you just saw it moved. It moved, kind of went up about 130% yesterday. So it was, we're getting a continuation today. GameStop's well below the volume weighted average price now. So look for a rebound. AMC's following suit. And it's retraced half of its gains from last night. GameStop. So the top gapper at today is black box stocks, and we've got Lulu's Fashion, which is LVLU. And then we've got Full Truck Alliance. There's not a lot above kind of that 14% threshold that we're looking for, and certainly LG longer variant, which I'm trading right now, isn't. It's still red on the day. It's just gone red again on the day, so it's trying to get above yesterday's closing price. Getting a little bit of support here. We had a little bit of support here at kind of 1360s, 1365, 1364. So it's took that 1, 2, 3 times now. So descending resistance line there. So what we got else in the chat? Do I ever consider holding positions for a little longer, say an hour or so? Funny you should say that, because according to TraderView, my average hold time on winning trades is an hour, and my average holding time on losing trades is 29 minutes in March. So, you know, it goes to show that whilst you see me acting within that hour, the full length of the trade is an hour on winning trades. So, go figure. John Johnson, I've already answered you. Neurosense and Indonesian Energy, respectively. Neurosense was my biggest winner, 39,000, and Indonesian Energy, my biggest loser of 26,000. Is that the 8 o'clock scrum we just had? Absolutely. Oh, we just got all of the algorithmic trades from 1410 to 1288 in a couple of seconds. Always freaks me out, that algorithmic blip at 8 o'clock. Usually you can sometimes get another one at 5 past, but always freaks me out. No problem, Prince. Hey, Shando, welcome back. It's not for everybody. You know, if you suffer from anxiety and you get anxious and risk is not something that you can really tolerate, then trading is not for you. I mean, not everybody can be a bricklayer. Not everybody could be a hairdresser, you know? It's not for everybody. So I would say if it isn't for you, then that's fine. Sometimes patience is all it takes. Take a little bit off there, the top. Just had that breakout. I see it move further. Move up. Oh, currently 14.23s. Our average cost is 13.91. So we've got a cushion. Okay, so that's looking a little bit weak there. So I'll just take another half off. Locking some profits. This is what I didn't do yesterday is lock the profits in as we move up. I held on to the trades and it just completely retraced after making the moves up. So rule number 1, cut your losses. Rule number 2, take your profits. And I didn't follow rule number 1 or rule number 2 yesterday. But now we've got an active Low on this candle is 14.10. So we've got a higher stop, a profitable stop loss now. We're in a good place. It's not a pair. I don't trade forex. This is a stock. It's longer Veron LGVN. Just had a little breakout. We're just holding this position now while it consolidates to the upside. So I'm happy to hold this for I can't set a stop loss because it doesn't work pre-market, but I'm happy to hold this until it pulls back to 14.10. 14. Our average cost at the minute 13.91. So we're getting at least 20 cents. We've still got 2,500 shares in here, so we'll get at least 20 cents, which is 500 bucks. As we keep moving up, if we get to 14.50s, I'll look to double up on the next pullback from 14.50. Oh. We're just pulling back from the high now. The high is 14.38. So I'm just gonna low of this one is 14.16. So that's my new stop loss, 14.16. Well, it looks like we're going upwards. There's 14.50s. Oh, next pullback, I'll double up. Scale into this. Didn't expect a good run at this early in the morning on a Friday. But that's why you have the surging stocks as well as the gappers. Okay, so there's no pullback yet. Look, micro pullback. Go on, I'll add there. Double up. So my average cost now is 14.30. 14.32. So that's our stop loss. We're in for 5,000 shares. It's up at 14.70s right now. So nice to see it break 15s. When was the resistance we got here? So this was 14. We've already passed that. We've got a gap between 14.15, 15.15 and 15.22. There's an absolute gap that needs to be filled. So if we get over $15, this should go up to kind of 15.80s. So I'll expect a little bit of a pullback at $15. I will take profit at 15. It is a whole dollar. And it's a significant whole dollar. So 10, 5, 10, 5s and 10s are big psychological levels. So I'll exit 14.30s. Actually, our exit now is 14.55, 14.50. So just effectively, we've got a mental trailing stop loss on this right now. 5,000 shares with an average entry of 1432, and we're currently up at 1460s. This is LGVN. Those that can't see it on TikTok, those that are watching on YouTube, you can see it. Actually, I need to reverse this so you can actually see what's going on. That's right. But it's kind of coiling around the $0.75 level. We've now got a low here of 1460, so the market is moving our stop up to 1460. I see this test 15, so I can take a little bit of profit. I can add back later. Just take 2,500 off there. Just struggling a little bit with the 1490 threshold, and I expect a little bit of resistance at 15. So if it breaks 15, I'll just add that back. But currently, our average cost is 1432, and we're up at 15. So if I add that back, it basically brings us to that stop loss there at 1460s or whatever it is. If we break 15s. Exit now is 1475. It needs to break up or break down. Either way, the candles are determining our entry and exit points. How do I move my stop pre-market? Mental stops, Jack. So I'm just, right now, because I got in early and I got a good position on it, as soon as it broke out, I started mentally, my new stop is the low of the previous candle. Right now, the previous candle here on the 1 minute is, the low of it is 1473. So that's my stop. As soon as it breaks lows, I get out. I'm taking profit on the way, and I'm adding for key breaks of key levels. So if we break 15, I'll then look for another add. But if we break below this level and break a low, then I will be 1473 is the low that I want to, 77 there. It gets below 73, just tap 73 then. If it gets below 73, I exit. You can always re-enter at a later stage. Okay, so that it broke a new low, so I've just got it. I exited the trade, and we've made nearly $4,000. So just over $12,000 on the trade profit and loss, and net just shy of 4,000. So now if it goes to break highs, if it breaks 15, because it's very close to that $15 resistance. So if it breaks 15, I'll look for the next pullback for an entry. So I've got my hot buttons. Yeah, hot buttons, hotkeys, absolutely. So I just hit a button and it gets me out. It'll either exit, it'll sell off my current position, or it'll sell a portion depending on which button I use. No, I'm gonna leave that line there. See if it becomes. Actually, I'm not gonna bother. So high of day now is $14.98. We were rejected at $15, so $14.98 is the high of day. I want to see it either break on volume or break it and have a retest for support. So that's what I'm now looking for. So in the meantime, let's have a look at what else is moving. Nothing. Is the swift answer. Get rid of these. Just basically, I've got the meme stocks up. So GME is, it bounced around 186, 185. Did it come down to 180, 185.30, and is back up at 180, close to 189. So GME is going to try and retest. It's a low volume, so it's not something I'm trading right now, but I'm keeping an eye on it. It's trying to retest the VWAP. AMC is just trading in sympathy. Costs not doing anything, but it's doing it in the same direction as AMC and GME. Black box, low volume. Lulu's, no volume. No volume. So there's nothing with volume at the moment. So I'm just going to keep an eye on Longaveron, which is the one that's got the volume. And as you can see, this is what happens when you stick to the strategy, guys. How do I even read this? Practice, NGA. It's just practice. So when you look at it to start off with, it makes no sense. But with practice, you know, it then starts to make sense, and then you start to be able to spot the patterns, and you'll see that. And I'll show the trade now for the TikTok guys who can't see, but you guys on YouTube and Twitch, you can see. So the trade that took a while here. So we got in here. So this was the previous, this dotted line was yesterday's closing price. So we saw this move up. We had an increase in volume there. We saw it move up, and we got in here for the break of that, or the retest rather, of that previous closing price. So it broke, and then it pulled back slightly before then moving up. So we added to our position for the move up. Okay, we wanted to add to our position for the break of $14, but it didn't quite break $14. So we went below, and as we broke again, we added again here, and then we just added another a little bit there. And this was forming this flat bottom pattern here. Now we saw this volume come up. That volume spike is just algorithmic traders. Well, don't worry about that. So, but we saw this volume here coming up, which is paramount to this. So when it broke, we knew it was going to go on a run, and that's when we took our first profit here. So took profit there and there, and then we added to our position as it moved up and towards the was it 460s, 475. We added to our position for the break of the $0.75. Got a good cushion on this then. So then it starts coming up here. I said we're going to get resistance at $15, and I will take profit in the 1490s. So I actually took profit off at 1483 there. And when it dipped below that, so my stop was then the next candle to break a new low, which was this one, because the low, it fell below that candle, and that's when we got out. So if we have a look at what that's done on the profit and loss, you can see that we've realized just over $4,000 in that trade, and we're almost $4,000. We started today with, because I've withdrawn from yesterday, as I do every month, I withdrew $80,000 yesterday, so we started with only just shy of $33,000, and we're almost $4,000 up already. So that's what happens when you trade the strategy properly. and we're taking profits as we go up, and then we're exiting the losers as we break lows. So trade the strategies properly, and it works. Unfortunately, I didn't do that the last 2 days, but that's just me being overconfident and cocky, thinking I know better than the strategy. What are you trading today, Shandal? So on the 5 minute, we're getting a nice extension bar all the way up. So getting a pullback here. So I want to look on at 1475. We should get a break with volume coming through. I want to see volume coming through. Yep, there we go. Just take that as a starter. On the 5 minute, that was a little pullback, and we broke for the candle, next 5 minute candle to make a new high, which was this at 475. So if that doesn't, let's give it 10 cents. Well, it's only 1,000 shares, so we'll give it 10 cents. I want to see it make a retest of $15. And the reason to get in a little bit early for that break is it gives us a little bit of a cushion, so that when we add, we're adding at a lower average cost. We're adding at a lower price. So that's what I'm talking about when I say you get a cushion on the number. So now I'm only giving it 10 cent risk. So if it falls below, we got in at 1477. So if it goes to 1467, that's when I'll exit. We'll see it break $15. There we go. I can now add 15. And we're now 2,500 shares in. Our average cost is $14.95. So now it's just break even or bust. We've just added 2,500 and taken 1,000 off that, just locking in a bit of profit. So our average price now is 14.15. So if this candle goes red, we get out. It's locked in a little bit of extra profit. Only a couple of $100 or so, but it all counts. The low of that candle is 17. Okay, we get out at 17. Okay, so that just broke new lows, and we took the rest off. So we're just over 4,000, 4,062 now on the net profit, 4,250. So it's just a case of waiting for the entries, watching for the volume coming in. Now our next entry is the next green candle to make a new high. So the high of this one is 1530s. That's 1532. So I'm just going to enter at 1531. We got filled at 1531. Let's take half off. Just 5 cents up before it comes back all the way back. Took a profit at 5 cents. We're looking for the break of 1550s. 2,500 shares in this now. Just base hits. That's all we're looking for. Being very cautious today after such a big red day yesterday. I'm trying to not let that enter my psyche, but sometimes it does that. So up at 1560s. Going to hold this, see if we break $16, and then I can double up. Take some profit and double up. Wait, looking for the break of 16. Currently 1575. That's 77s. Why have I got no music on in the background? That's a good question. Calming lo-fi beats. So I'm just going to hold this. I'm not going to take any profits with this. I've got 2,500 shares in there. I'm not going to take any profits. I could take some of the profits up at the top here. But what I want to do is have a look, use this as a potential cushion there. The low of that one is 1545. If it does come below that, then we exit. I just want to see if this bounces and then I can double up. $15.55. $15.55 is our stop now. So we'll get about $500 out of this trade if worst case scenario. It's only 2,500 shares. Out of this candle is 1478, so 1480 is my double up, chance to double up. There you go. So 1560 is now our exit. Take that profit off there. So taking half the profit. 1560 is now our exit point. That's our break even. I want to see this break. We just let's see this go up and break 16. It's just coiling under that 1590 level. This breaks 1560, we just exit. $65 on the bid. The spreads up. There we go, we get it. So just broke lows. Okay. So I'll just show you that trade as well. The snoring, she's out at the minute. So put the camera. I'll show you this trade. So we exited the last trade there as it broke lows. What we looked for here is again the move up. We saw with the volume down here that it came through. So we looked for this kind of a bull flag scenario, the downwards channel, next candle to make a new high as we moved up. So we entered here. We added to our position there, then we started to take profits. We added back there, took some more profits, and then at the top we added and taken away at the same time, and we exited here at 560 at break-evens. So right now, 4,500 is the equity net P&L and 4,700. So we're having a good start to April as far as I'm concerned. Snoring will be back later. She's currently barking as opposed to snoring. So, sunbathing. Now let me just fix this. Just let me know in YouTube if you think that the music is too loud. If you can still hear me, then it's not too loud. If you can't hear me, then it's too loud. Quiet chat today. Not a lot of people in the chat today. 1st of April. Good morning, John. Or afternoon, rather. Okay, so we're now looking for another entry here at what's the high of 1470. Let's see if it breaks 16. This is interesting price action on this week. That's pulling back a little bit. Let's have a look. What else is moving? NVVE. Let me have a quick look at that one. It's not moving on volume though. I think it's going to stick with LGVN. See if it breaks $16 now. That's our entry prices. If it breaks $16, retest it as support, then that's what we're looking for. New high of day is 1596. 1594, sorry. So I don't mind it coiling underneath the $16 level, but I don't want to be taking a position kind of 10-15 cents below the high just to get rejected. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious with my trade selection. Can you show how I knew the algorithm trading again? The spikes, it's just because it's irrational trading. In the space of a second, the range was kind of it happens at 8 o'clock on the dot every single day. You get this huge range spike. It's a top and a tail, on a candle, and it's like wicks to the top and the bottom, and they're excessive wicks. There could be, in the case of GME, for example, and it happens on every stock. So in the case of GME, for example, the bottom is, the high of that candle is 188.65. The low of it is 155.89. So huge range. If I look at AMC at exactly the same time, 8 o'clock, we've got a candle with a high of 25.66 and a low of 25.22. If I look at Black Box at exactly the same time, I've got exactly the same pattern. So it's 379 high and a low of 358. So at 8 o'clock every single day, you get these little spikes up and down, which are nothing to do with the actual price action. It's just a sudden burst of volatility that is nothing to do with the actual price action. It's just algorithmic trades that have been in the queue that need to be processed. And sometimes you look at it, if you're watching the chart, you'll see the action. If you're watching the level 1 or the level 2, you won't. So the level 1 or the level 2, you won't see any movement in the bid and the ask, whereas on the chart it fluctuates so quickly in that 1 minute. Just for a couple of seconds, for a few seconds at 8 o'clock. What I've affectionately come to call the 8 o'clock scrum. Well, if this starts to sell off now, I'm glad I started trading early, because there isn't a hell of a lot else worth trading at the minute. This will be an easy evening summary, easy wrap up. Let's zoom in here so it's a little bit bigger. We can actually see what we're talking about. It's cold today. It's cold because I've got the door open for the dog to keep coming in and out. I don't know. It's not that you should ignore the first candle. It's at 8 o'clock. You've got this candle that isn't relative to the price action. So at 8 o'clock, that candle at 8 o'clock, you kind of dismiss it and just look at the rest of the price action around it, either before or after. But more importantly, take notice of what's actually on the bid and the ask. Don't let that price action on that candle fool you. So just keep an eye on, and you shouldn't be trading the chart anyway, because you need to take into account the spread. So you shouldn't just be trading the chart along. You still need to look at level 1 and if you know how, level 2. Here she comes, little Miss Snow. Would you like a treat, baby? Here you go. Little treat for the dog. Hang on a minute. You can't have a treat until TikTok gives me 2,000 likes. We're currently at 1,800 likes. So if you want the dog to have a treat, you've got to get me another 200 likes. No treat until TikTok say you can. So yeah, you have to wait till TikTok say you can have this treat. You got to be patient. There's nobody in TikTok tapping the screen to make you get this treat, baby. I'm sorry, you can't have it. Nobody in TikTok loves you. Let me wipe your sleepy eyes, though. I'll tell you what I'll do just for you. Oh, TikTok. You've just given this dog a treat. Say thank you to TikTok. That's it now. No more. Have another one later. If we get to 5,000 likes, you can have another one. It's unlikely today. You're a good girl. Right. They've missed you. They're waiting for you to start snoring. So go and lie down on the couch. Have a snore. Yeah, James, I'm good. I'm good. As you can probably see from the YouTube screen there, we started well, 4,500 before the bell, and I missed that breakout. Large hairy pie. Never mind. I wouldn't have got that anyway. But I will get this one. Too late. Pull the trigger too late. That's okay. I'm going to hold that because it's going to break above. It can pull back all the way back to 1530s for all I care. With this one, it's going to break 1650 this today. Huge volume. Well, they'll get bought back up. Not worried about that at all. So GME is now at 191. AMC having a little bit of a surge, trying to recover the volume weighted average. It's going to move this to the high of day, which is 1610. We just took 5,000 shares at 1608 and the high of day is 1610 and we got rejected, so I'm just going to hold on to these. That's going to almost like a swing trade, if you will, if I have to. That's going to get bought up. Alright, so we're back down to 1550s. Where's my cursor? Getting a bit of volatility on this now. We moved 75 cents in 2 minutes there. So just going to hold this, hold the line. A lot of profit takers came in then. Looking for another move up. High of this is 60. Hold. Just in LGVN, moves back up. See a bit of volume coming in. The upside. The wider markets are up today, only slightly. GME's approaching 15% again, so it's making upwards directions. Hold the line. Hold the door. Hold the door. Oh no. I'm bullish on this one today, actually. I think based on action so far, and we're so far above the VWAP, I can see us getting to 16.50s, maybe $17 today. Possibility. So this high 16. Oh, I should have pulled the trigger quicker, because I should have got in there. Actually, should have got in here. Being completely honest. 1540. That's where we should have been entering there. The volume came in, next candle to make a new high there. This downwards channel. Should have been entering at 1540. We could have rode that up for us, you know, a cool 60-70 cents. But hindsight is 20/20 vision, as they say. So we're very, very quiet in the chat today. There's not a lot of people in the chat today, so you're obviously all afraid of. Well, you can't be afraid of the April Fools today, because it's after midday. So I'll say it's after midday. It's after midday where I am. Market time was we're only 8:47 market time. So still a lot of fools in the US, I guess. Just enjoying the lo-fi music, relaxing. Enjoy the lo-fi music. Not a lot happening at the moment. Not a lot of volume. There's not a lot of movement. So we're just seeing MN gapping up. Only 16,000 shares traded, so that's not something that we can trade. Chicken Soup, 31,000 shares traded pre-market, not something we can trade. Black Box, 3.5 million, but most of that was early doors, and that's been selling off ever since. So there's not a lot moving. Sells having a continuation. Well, low of that 5-minute candle was 15.23. I was just watching that. We got to 15.27, but hey, Alistair, hope London's treating you well. Well, we're still trying today. We're slightly green today, but you know we're we're just trying at the minute. We're currently in LGVN. Well, yeah, happy April to everybody that's in the chat. I'm just watching the price action on LGVN. Well, April Fool's Day finishes at midday, doesn't it? So we're now what, nearly 2 p.m. in Europe. So midday's well and truly past, but it is still only 9 o'clock, approaching 9 o'clock in the US East Coast, so market time. So yeah, would I suggest trade? I use TradingView, so I don't suggest it. I've got it as one of the links on my link tree as tools I use on a daily basis. I think TradingView is a great tool. I don't use it for trading, but I do use it for charting and for technical analysis. But yeah, I use TradingView. Looks like I might have to get out for the break even here. See how far is this going to take us? We're into 1560s. We need it in 1580s, and then we can reduce our exposure. A bit of volume coming in there. Oh, it's going in the wrong direction, so easy come, easy go. Fighting, the buyers and the bulls and the bears are fighting over this one. Large green candles would be nice. Get us back into challenge for that high of day. $16. GME's back up at 192s, so that's having a good run. AMC's not quite made it above the VWAP yet. 193. We just made a move, a whole dollar move on GME. That's a nice candle. Take a little bit of profit off. And then it comes all the way back down. So volatile. Just going to hold this 5,000 for now. 5,000 shares. Getting this support around 1530. We're getting a strong support around 1530 on the 5-minute chart. So that's kind of the line in the sand. Draw that here. Just taking our time, watching the action. Take our time. Yeah, almost 5K up. No, yeah, We are 5. Depends on which way you look at it. The trade profit and loss is 5k already. 4,800 on the net P&L. And we're trading smaller today. Oh, that was the theory anyway. If I'm trading 5,000 shares and my goal is 5,000 a day, then I'd only need a $1 move to hit the goal for that day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Take a little bit off there. It's stalling up at the highs. Just half. Oh, is it going to break the high of day? Yes. There we go. So patience was the key with that one. It's going to hold this 2,500 shares. Give me that cushion. See, from 1638 to 1560. That's 1550. That's a 90-cent move, and falling. That's almost a dollar move there. I'm just going to add back the dip there. Got a huge range on this one, so if you're trading this, just be careful because it's very volatile, but it's got a huge range, so just buy at the bottom of the range and sell at the top. Yeah, I did say we should see 1650 today. The high of that candle was 1638. Did I get filled up there? 1590s. Right, I'm just going to exit this if it drops below 1550. 5,000 shares, and I'm kind of, the range is super hostile. So if it drops below 15.50, I'm just going to exit for a relatively small loss. 20 cents. Our average cost is 15.72. We'll give it 20 cents. We're potentially risking $1,000, which is we're 5,000 odd cushion on the day already. So to risk $1,000 before the bell, I'm not too worried about. No, I'm looking at this range that it's trading in at the minute between kind of 15.30 and $16. It's way above the VWAP. The VWAP's a little over $15, so we're super extended above the VWAP on the 1 minute. Well, range and spread is two different things. The spread is the difference between. Jack's asking what when I say range, do I mean spread? No. So the range is the difference. The spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. Okay. The range is the top and the bottom of a candle on any given time frame. The average range across a time frame, if you will. So if I'm looking at the 1 minute, I can get the average true range over the last 10 minutes will be the size of the candle from the highs to the lows. So that's what I'm saying. When it's got a big range, it's going from like 90-cent range. It's going from kind of 15.40s up to 16.30s in a 1 minute time frame. So, and that's what we want. We want candles with a big range. We want something that's got a good range, because that's what we make our money on, is the volatility. But we don't want to be doing it with a huge spread, because the spread reduces your profits. It's 9:07. On the line of the sand at 15.50s, the $0.50 on this one. Got some good moves out of it, but getting invites to other people's lives. So what platform am I using to trade on? I'm using DAS Trader Pro. DAS as in Direct Access Software. That's exactly what it stands for. Trader Pro. There's a link in my link tree to the website. DAS Trader. Allows me to do hotkeys, hot buttons, panic buttons, that kind of stuff. Fast execution. So it gives me a little bit of an advantage over, some of the more proprietary trading platforms that some of the brokers offer. I'm just risking $1,000 here, but we're 5,000 good, so I'm risking 20% of the gains we've made so far. Almost hit up. There we go. Get it. Okay. We're out of that trade. So we're 4,000 good on the day, 3,700 not profit. So coming into the open, 4,000 good. Happy enough with that. We've got all our key areas mapped out. 16 is an important level. Okay, let's see in the chat. Yeah, so Dash Trader Pro. So who wants a tour of the desktop? I've got 2,500 likes, so only got 12 people in the chat. But who wants a tour of the desktop? I'll give you the tour of the desktop. So tour of the desktop. If you're wondering, for those of you that have not been on my live before, if you're wondering where I find the stocks to trade, this is Benzinga Pro. Okay, so Benzinga Pro, have a quick look. I'll just... Okay, for those of you in the YouTube stream. Okay, so this is Benzinga Pro. And I will just bring that back up in a second. This is my gap scanner. This tells me what's moving up and by how much, what price it is, who the company is, on what volume. So volume, if you're unsure what volume is the number of shares traded in the current session. So the current out of hours session, for example, Black Box has traded 3.8 million shares. So I can actually have a look at what the relative volume is. If I scroll a little bit further that way, I can see that normally it would trade 236,000 on any given day. So it's 10 times its normal daily average. So Black Box at 33% up almost is worth watching, and that's on the watch list today. Then I've got my momentum scanner. So this tells me what's moving on the last 15 minutes. And this is where we picked up Longaveron or LGVN, where we've made our $5,000. This hit the momentum scanner. So it wasn't gapping up. It's now only 12% up on the day. So it wasn't gapping up when we got in. We got in for it breaking the yesterday's closing price. So it was actually red when we saw it moving up. Then we've got the surging scanners, which are the last 5 minutes, and this one is sorted by volume. So how many, where the actual action is taking place, who's trading what, and by how much. Then we've got the actual signals, real-time signals. So I'm getting price spikes, I'm getting halt and resumes when the market opens, and I'm getting highs of day. So let me see any highs of days being broken there. You're getting price spikes. No day highs or session highs just yet, just price spikes. Then we've got the news ticker. So this is the news ticker, and this is where you get the news of what's actually happening. So Benzinga's really great. It cost me $170 US dollars a month for access to this. You can get free stock scanners and screeners from the likes of FinViz. There's one in TradingView that I was talking about this morning, which is just the embedded FinViz screeners. Yahoo Finance, free ones, but they're not as intuitive and they're not as complete as what you're getting with Benzinga. Where can you find Benzinga? Well, if you go into my profile, if you double tap my face and you go into my profile, you'll get this, and this is the link here. So you click on this link and it takes you to my link tree. Now, if you're in YouTube or Twitch, it's in the description, and Benzinga's the third one down. If you click on Benzinga, and then you can start your free trial. Okay, 14 days for a free trial. If you actually want to learn how to trade, then the first one is the one for you. So the first one can teach you how to trade profitably the way I've done it. I've just made calmly and quietly and slowly and surely made $5,000 this morning before the market even opens. So I've got all my secrets here. This is the syllabus that I'm trading. It's over 17 hours. There will be more. I'm actually going to be adding to the syllabus, but at the moment there's 17 lecture hours of content teaching you everything from risk management, stock selection, intraday chart patterns, strategies, the psychological element, trade management, all of that kind of stuff. So it gives you everything you need and the knowledge that you need to be a profitable day trader. That costs $142 a month. You get access to the whole course from day one. So if you finished it before the end of the month, before the 30 days are up, you can just cancel your subscription. It's not a problem. And if you want to know a bit of proof that my strategies are profitable, just keep scrolling down and you get my trader view reports, my journaling over 3 months, and the corresponding broker reports, which show that my profitability. So that's in the link tree. Trading view that we're talking about is here. You can actually get into trading view. I've got the app open, so this would be trading view. And you can see Bitcoin is down on the day at the moment. It's back. It's just got back above 45,000. It needs to stay above 45,000 if you ask me, but that's Bitcoin. Dash Trader is the platform that I use. So yeah, check out my link tree or check out the description if you're on YouTube. And you should be able to hear. Should be able to hear the snoring of my teddy bear. Okay. Yeah, we're just about to break highs, so I'm watching this. LGVN is very interesting today. I've made $5,000 on it already. We're how far away from the bell? We're 13 minutes from the bell. So watch this pullback. Gonna test. Is it going to use 16 as a support now? Yeah. I'm just going to take a little entry there. 1605, the bounce on the 16. If it pulls back, then I'll just get out at, what's the low of this candle? Is 1587. So I'm giving it 15 cents. Just want the starter on it, just to give me a cushion. I'm expecting this might drop below 1590. If it does, I'll just exit and get a better entry. But I expect this will be very interesting. It's either going to moon at the open or it's going to flush. And I don't mind either way. I really don't mind either way. So if it moons at the open, we're going to be on it. We've got our entry point here at the high of day, which is 39 now. Pre-market high. And if it flushes, then we can look for the opening range high. But I think this is going to move up across the course of the day. It moved up about 130% yesterday, 140% I think it was. Super Chip, if you can get this exactly same scanners on TradingView, go for your life. It's TradingView's free, and the ones that are embedded in TradingView is just the FinViz scanners. So, but just remember that the scanners that you get on TradingView are delayed by 15 minutes unless you pay for them. So the free ones are delayed. There's a 15-minute delay. Just remember that, Super Chip. But no, TradingView is great. I swear by TradingView. I think it's a great platform. I don't trade with it. The paper trading is okay for practicing, but it as a free practice paper trading thing, that's fine. But I wouldn't trade with it. I wouldn't hook it up to the broker and trade with it. I'm just going to hold this into the open, I think. See where we get. We're average cost 1605, 1,000 shares. Hands are cold. It's the one with the volume. That's why Hasbaz Laz. Longer variance, the one with the volume. It's where most of the action's actually taking place. So over the last 15 minutes, we've got 8.4 million shares of volume traded. What are we up on the day? 17%. 10 million shares traded in total this morning in the out of hours session. So it's where the volume is. It's where the crowds are. That's why it's likely to be most volatile at the open. Looking at on the daily, we've got $15 is the support level, but we're looking at it on the weekly even. $20. We could see $20 if this really takes off, because $19 is really the resistance level that we've had previously. I don't see this having much trouble getting up to $17 today. $16.50. Let's see what happens at the open. It's not a stock pick. It's not. If you don't follow me blind, don't follow anyone blindly. I don't give signals or stock picks. Just telling you what I'm doing right now for entertainment and education purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't sue me. Interesting. 6 minutes to the bell. We've started using $16 as a bit of a support level. That's where I'm entered. I'm at 16.05 with this. Just, I'll say, starter position, just holding it into the bell. If it moves up, it gives me a little bit of a cushion to get a better price. Not a huge one, but Yeah. I think we could see some volatility today after the bell. I think the retail traders are going to come in and they're going to really hit AMC and GME hard. GME's up right now 14%, 13.5%. AMC's up 3.5%. And just those little moves in opening an opening gap on those meme stocks really gets the Reddit crowd kind of moist. That's a lovely word, moist. 5 minutes to the bell. If this dips below 16, I'm just gonna give it 10 cents. 15.95, I'll get it. On the watch list, LGVN, Black Box, and then the meme stocks at the moment. That's all I'm looking at. GME, AMC, COS, and then LGVN and Black Box. There's not a lot of gappers that have got good volume, so there's nothing gapping with good volume per se that's holding its gains. So LGVN, I caught it on the momentum scanners about just before 8 o'clock, about 7:50, and we started trading it early. We've got a $4,000 cushion on it, so holding it into the open. I know it's a little bit risky, but I'm only risking it if it stays above $16. By 3 minutes to the open. Don't forget to switch over the scanners. Yeah, I know. I'll do that. Don't worry. We've got 2.5 minutes to the open yet. So something might start moving. On good volume. I'm just gonna cut that. So yeah, that's that done. So I was going to cut it at 15.90. Was slow to the trigger. Sold it at 15.80 instead. So that's not too bad. It's 200 down off the whole thing. So I'll wait for the open now. We've got 2 minutes left before the open. So I don't want to be holding something into the open if it's going to go against me. Hello, TikTok. If you can hear the snoring, it's the dog. Anybody that's familiar with my stream will know that the dog is the main attraction. I'm just the co-host. I'll switch the scanners over now whilst we're a little over a minute, and I'm watching. Let's have a look. What else am I watching? Yeah, just those at the minute. Billy. I'll put that on the list. That's really moving up nicely. Let's just hit the scanners. Just remember, there's no halts pre-market, so got the sell-off into the open, so I'm glad I cut my loss there. So let's see what happens with LGVM. We're getting a bit of a sell-off into the open here. There's the open. Everything's selling off. There's red in the water. There's blood in the water. Everything's selling off at the open. What's the high of this one? $16 still might be, I would say. Pull the trigger on this. We're in for 2,500 shares. Wait for it to bottom, and then we can move up. Maybe go on by the VWAP for a bounce. Not seeing the huge volatility that I expected, but we are seeing the volatility. Like I said before, the range on these candles is quite big, so just be careful, guys. Be disciplined about it. Spreads are quite big as well. We're getting 10-cent spreads on these candles, 10, 15-cent spreads in some cases, so just be careful. Make sure you factor in the spreads. It moves up, the bid might, the ask moves up, the bid might. So don't be selling until you're in profit. Like there. Very volatile. Giving away and taking it back, and giving away and taking it back. Not what I really wanted to do today. 4,500 net so far green. just get out. That's pulling back. So we're 4,400 net. Just not feeling that. So just going to have a look at what else is moving, if anything. And always come back to LVGN for the break of highs, which is currently 1650. So the volatility's foxing me a bit at the minute. Still a bit off my game. But we're profitable. Yeah, so I'll just go over that opening. So the opening trade, we got out of our last trade there, ready for the open. So we got in here, 2,500 shares as it moved up for the break of 16. It immediately pulled back. So we added to our position for the bounce on the VWAP. It went up. Actually, that's not quite right. It went up and we took profits there, and it pulled back. That's when we added to our position on the VWAP, and we took some profits here, and then we exited break even here. So this is our P&L at the moment. We're just shy of $5,000 realized, and the net P&L is 4,400. So it's not a bad start to the month so far. It's not a bad start for the month. We're profit, we're green. That's the main thing. So right now we've got this descending triangle. Well, it's a contracting triangle. So I want to see it move, above 16. We're getting this resistance at 16. So if it breaks 1650, I'm interested. High of day is 1650. That will put it in a good trend upwards. Not quite. Go. So we've gone in for 5,000 for the break of 16. We got really poor fill. 1650. We got filled at 1664. Break of highs. That's going to pull all the way back. So let's see it bounce at 16s. Use 16 as support. That's not good. Gonna buy that dip at 15. Wasn't quick enough to get out, so I'm going to see if I can ride that up. Our average buy price is 15.87. Down at 15s. So we're down at the moment. Yeah, get out. All right. That's just put us in the hole. 5 grand for the red. So what started off a good day just flushed. We got caught in that huge flush. I'll show you that. So, and this is the risks. Trading is risky. Trading is risky. So we got in here for the break of highs. So we've got the high of day marked out here. We've got the break of highs. We've got huge volume coming in. So we're feeling confident about this move up. And it flushed. It flushed all the way back down here to under 15s. So we thought, okay, what we'll do is we'll add to our position for the bounce up and for it to get bought up. So it kind of makes our average buy price midpoint here. But it didn't, so we just cut our position. So that flush happened in like a couple of seconds. And that can happen. You've got to be very careful. And this is why having stops in place, physical stops in place, is a good idea. And trading is very risky. You can lose money. So we were 5 grand up. We're now 5 grand down. So 4,800 trade profit and loss down. 5 grand down. So what's going your way can very quickly turn against you. And just be conscious that everybody loses. Everybody wins. Well, not everybody wins, but everybody does lose. So just be careful with stocks as volatile as this. So it was profit, Mr. Freedom, until like 10 seconds ago. Well, it's about 2 minutes ago. And now it's a loss. So we were 5 grand up, now we're 5 grand down. The dog is the real boss. Absolutely. Okay, Farowski, that's fine. You want to raid me? I don't even know what that is. So I'm streaming on Twitch, and I'm streaming on YouTube, and I'm streaming on TikTok, so I can't do joint raids and things like that. Don't worry about it. I don't even know what raid is. So you call host or something, I don't know, but so the thing is now is it will be easy for me to now go in big size on something, try and short it or do whatever to make that back. And that's the worst thing that you can do. So what I now need to do is go back to basics, how I started trading when I go back to basics and start trading it the way I did pre-market. So we were doing really well pre-market. We should just kind of left it there in hindsight, but you never know. So we've got now a bottom at 1475s. I'm just going to leave this to coil. I'm going to step away from my desk for a couple of minutes and get myself the customary Barocca, and I'll be back. See if we can trade ourselves out of this 5k hole. Muddy water, I think was what it was described as earlier. I honestly don't know what a raid is, Matt. So not that I'm not letting him. I don't even know what it is. No, hindsight is absolutely sharper than 2020, you know. So I just chicken soup, still not good volume. Black box, are you moving up? What did happen to GME? It just sold off. That surprised me. AMC's red on the day now. And I want to see LGVN above the VWAP before I start trading it again now. And we'll just be patient with it. Next, let's have a look at next. Doesn't look like it's got heavy volume, but it is moving up slowly. It's just not got the volume. So we're not trading that one. Yeah, we'll just wait. We'll just wait for some action now, guys. So no halt and resumes. We're only 15 minutes in. There's plenty of time. There's not a lot of gappers today. So black box and chicken soup. Manning and Napier, whatever they are, but that's all on low volume with the exception of Black Box, which is selling off now. So Black Box is a little bit of a pop up towards the VWAP at the open and then sold off again. So that's not something I'm looking at trading either. Oh, look at that now. That candle was vicious. Look, if I'm looking at on this 1 minute chart, it's a smaller chart. Shows the same things, but that 1 minute candle just 10k swing to the downside. Horrible. I'm glad we didn't go in super size. Okay, let's see what else is moving. Anything? Nothing. Okay, let's address the chat. Do I ever just say, not today, not feeling it? I actually was going to do that today, but then I wouldn't have been on stream and you guys would be bored. You'd have nothing to do. But yeah, occasionally. 2,500. Good stuff, Shando. I like it. I like it. At least one of us is profitable. Okay. What type of software am I using? I'm using direct access software, so it's called Daytrading Pro because it's direct access. Yeah, I had a little bit too much wine last night, so coming into the original stream, I wasn't feeling it, but then I kind of got into the swing of things and was doing really well up until the open. Actually, we were doing really well up until that flush. It just goes to show that one move can wipe out your gains and then some. So we were a little over 5,000 up at that stage when we added for the break of highs up there. So let's look. Tellurian. Okay. This could be interesting. What's the catalyst? Is the one. Okay, so Tellurian upgraded to buy at Credit Suisse. It's up. Pre-market. Just on a Credit Suisse upgrade, it looks like. Big float. Bigger float than I like to trade, but let's have a look at our old friend here, LVGN. Starting to make headway. I'll see this break the VWAP, test it at support. Had that support level for 1530 pre-market, and it's now acting as resistance. Well, the Nasdaq's gone red on the day. SPY's still green, but only just. Both in a downwards trajectory. Wider markets are selling off at the minute. I think a large part of that could be down to the GME sell-off as well. Yeah, so the Nasdaq's now red on the day. Hey, look, I'm not going to trade for someone else. I trade for myself. I don't have my license to trade for somebody else. That's the thing. I suppose in theory I could do it on the hush-hush, but then what's to stop me running away with the money, you know? But officially I could be prosecuted if for trading other people's money because I don't have my license. That's my understanding. I might be wrong, but that is my understanding. I could trade for a prop firm if they were prepared to take that risks, and so much red selling off. And I'm seeing things hitting the momentum scanner, but not with volume, so digital's getting a bit of attention. Moved up 50 cents, but nah. One that's got the momentum is LGVN. Again, we need to start small. Back to trading small. Struggling with that breaking past the VWAP. So could be worse. We couldn't have traded pre-market. We might, if we'd not traded pre-market, we'd be in the hole for 10k instead of 5. So that's one way of looking at it. My goodness, the SPY is selling off, and the Nasdaq, they've just dumped. The SPY's about to go red on the day. The S&P 500, the S&P stock market, the wider stock market's about to go red. It's dumped. $100 pips. Dropped 100 pips. My goodness. I don't seem like I would be someone who would run off with other people's money. Actually, I'm not. I'd walk off because my knees are from my rugby days. My knees are absolutely shattered. I couldn't run. I can't run, not anymore, at least anyway. So you're absolutely right. I'm not one that would run off with other people's money. I might drive off, but I certainly wouldn't run off. What momentum scanners do I use? Benzinga. I swear by them. So these scanners are all Benzinga, and I'm just watching the wider markets trying to make a little bit of a comeback there, because they just sold off like 100 pips. Huge sell-off. More than on the Nasdaq. Almost 200 pips on the Nasdaq. So we're just waiting for some action there. USX. Let me just have a quick look at that one. Wow, halted up. What's the volume on this one? Ooh, million shares on that 5-minute candle. So 500,000 on the last 2 candles on the 1 minute. Right, okay, so that's, let me have a look at what's the average volume? 300. Yeah, absolutely, it's got good volume. So that's USX. Let me see what the catalyst there is. US Express. So US Express Enterprises shares halted, right? Okay, twice, 3 times. Oh well, Nathan, the EVP, paid for shares with 2,800, 3,000 shares at average price of $4. I don't see why that popped up that much on that news. It's a nice flat size float. It's like under 30 million. So that will resume 10 o'clock market time. Or it should do. Another 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Keep my eye on that one. Well, LGVN's coming back up to the 1530s, coming back up to the VWAP, testing it for the 3rd time. And rejected. I'm not really interested in the news because you can never predict it. So the question, it's a good question. So Prince wants to know, do I follow the news for day trading, or is it usually too late when the news, they say, buy the rumor, sell the news is what they say. But when it comes to news, I look for a catalyst on a move, but I don't actually buy the news or sell the news. I don't act on the news itself because what I wait for is the market reaction to the news. And then if it's a bullish reaction, I might buy it and watch it move up. If it's a bearish reaction, I might sell it and short it. It depends on what the market reaction, because I've seen, for example, earnings reports. You get a quarterly earnings report or annual earnings report come out, and it might be really good earnings and they've overachieved, and then the market sells off. Sometimes the reaction to the news can be completely illogical. You could get something that there's CEO's been fired for corruption or something, and the stock rallies. You're like, that makes no sense. But it depends how the market reacts to the news catalyst. So I don't trade the news. I trade the price action, but I look for the news as a catalyst, if that makes sense. Yes, I'm looking for volume, and I'm looking for the delta change on the price, and I'm looking for volume on the momentum. Kinda. Just putting it, answering the question. The question was, are there any particular parameters on your momentum scanner? And the answer is yes. And I still have the same filters. I don't trade anything less than $3, and it's got to be over a certain volume as well. After the market opens, it's got to be I'm looking for at least 100,000 shares a minute being traded. So this one should resume anytime. Next halt is 550. Next halt up is 550. The halt down is 464. So this is USX. Currently trading around $5, 496. This one just resumed from a halt. We've got the volatility. Need to see the volume coming in there. Now that it's resumed. Broke the VWAP. That was my exit. So now I'm looking for the next candle to make a new high. What are we? 3. And break of $5. Whole dollar. The high of that was 96. with way too big size here, so I've got my finger on the panic button here. Just if it doesn't go the way I want this to go, I've got to get out quick. 470 is my line in the sand. Yeah, 469, get out. That's me done for the day. Another bad day. So I went in way too big a size and it went against me on 2 occasions. So that's what you get for trading volatility. Right, okay. I'm going to lock that so that I'm not doing anything else. So as of Monday, I'm trading a small account again, which could be interesting. Okay. Are there any particular parameters? We've done that one. What was I in now? USX. So US Express Enterprises. Is it hard at tax time? You need to get out. You need to get out of that one. You're 25% down. You need to be getting out. You shouldn't be 25% down. Oh no, I'll be taking. I need some fresh air because she's letting the gas go. So yeah, I will be doing that absolutely. So I'll just stick around for another, 15 minutes or so. Is it hard at tax time? Daniel wants to know. Tax time? Not really. It's hard on the bank balance. It's hard on the wallet, absolutely. But you should let the accountant deal with that. It's best not to panic over stuff. Let the accountant deal with that. And to be fair, this month, so as of close of business yesterday, is my first full tax year as a business, a trading business. So the accountant it's not even taken my statements yet, so I'll be filing those statements with my accountant in the next month or so, and I've got a while to pay it. I don't have to pay it like 1st of April or anything like that. So the accountant will get all my books together, and then he'll let me know when I need to pay it. So it's not something that you are hit with a deadline a week later or whatever. They tell you that you need to file your tax returns. You'll get a reminder if you're late with them. You might get fined if you're late with them, whatever it is. I don't know, but my accountant deals with all that. So I just pay the bill when it's presented to me. Yeah, that wasn't cricket. So I've just locked my montage. I'm not trading again today. You need to get outside, you stink. Oh, cute though. Yeah, I got a ticklet spot. Yeah, an IGMS. Let me have a look at the I'm assuming you was holding this from yesterday. That's a terrible chart. Why are you trading that? It's low volume. You shouldn't be in that, mate. It's just low volume today. There was no volume pre-market, and whilst it sold off and then popped up, it sold off again. So yeah, you need to cut your losses with that one. You've waited a long time for it to rebound. Oh well. I'm not in the UK. I'm not in the UK, so it's all capital gains. So it doesn't matter where you're based, or it does matter where you're based, because where you're based, you can trade foreign exchanges, but because you're based wherever it is, that's the jurisdiction that you're going to be paying taxes. So you're not paying tax. I won't pay taxes in the US. I'll be paying taxes in Ireland. However, it comes down to capital gains tax. It's not income tax. Unless you're trading in an LLC and you take a wage from that, an LLC or limited company, limited liability company, which is advisable. If you're trading as self-employed, then you get hit with capital gains across the board. If you trade as an LLC, then it's the LLC, it's the company that's liable for the taxes, and your accountant will sort all that out for you. Now, if you have the LLC, if the company is based in an offshore location that's a tax haven, they might not be liable for capital gains taxes. If you can go and trade in Portugal, for example, and they don't have my understanding, someone in Portugal, tell me if I'm wrong, but they don't have capital gains tax in Portugal. So, yeah. If you form a company in the Isle of Man, for example, or in the Cayman Islands, and you trade on behalf of that company, then you can take a wage from that. You'll pay income tax on the wage. There's ways to mitigate that as well, but the tax that you pay on the gains you make from trading is capital gains. And you write off losses 100%, absolutely. So it's only your net gains. So if you are a losing trader to start off with, and the likelihood is you will be, keep account of how much you lose, because when you start being profitable, you can write that off against tax. It's a tax write-off, and it can reduce your liability. But also any business expenses. So if you're paying for Benzinga, for example, or scanners, every month that you pay for Benzinga, you write that off against tax. Every time you pay for, your platform, Dash Trader or whatever it is, write it off against tax. Any commissions or charges that you're paying to your broker, you write that off against tax as well. So all of your expenses are tax deductible. DRCT. Let's have a quick look at DRCT. Direct digital. I don't know about that. It's trying to make a move up, but what, 20-cent ranges. It's ranging sideways mostly. It's not on good volume though, and that's the thing with that's what we need, is we need good volume. Right now, it's not huge volume. It's up 3% on the day. So it's not moving hugely. It's 50 cents across the day so far, a day range of 50 cents. It's not got the volatility or the volume for a trade, but if you're in it long term, it might be worthwhile. And after that initial splurge, that initial sell-off, the wider markets are now starting to come back. So let's have a quick look. What did SX do? That made a bit of a pop. Low volume. Yeah, what started off with a really good day turned out into a bit of a nightmare, so we'll put that one down to a bad lot. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Oh, it's weak. I've got to change it from back from week to day. So it's had a bit of a sell-off this week, this one. Bottomed out at $7. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm not worried. I just have to start trading small. I went in too big again. So I'm still in this week's. I'm just writing off this week as a bad week, and I've got a huge drawdown to recover from. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. You have bad days, you have bad weeks, and this started on Wednesday. Well, actually, I think the whole week I've not traded particularly well. I've just been green for the first 3 days of the week, and then you kind of get overconfident. So the previous 2 weeks, 15, 16 trading days in a row, I've been green and profitable. I'm profitable to a good level as well. So you kind of get a little bit overconfident, and then the market comes and humbles you. So what you've got to do is just make sure that you go back to basics. And I did that to start off with, and then I got cocky with it. And that's what kind of lost me the money. So I got 5,000 to the green today just by trading small size base hits, 1,000 shares, 2,500 shares, scaling into the position, taking profit, scaling out. And in the open, I went bigger size and lost it all, and then some. And then I just went in big size with a hugely volatile stock, and it sold off. Lost that as well. So not a good day. It's Friday. I've got the weekend. I should just reset and be back at it on Monday. So I think I'll end the stream early so I can go for a walk, get some fresh air. And for those of you that tuned in today, there wasn't a huge amount of you, but for those of you that tuned in today, enjoy your weekend, guys. Welcome to April, and I hope you have a great April. Take care, and as I say, enjoy